Today we're going to be talking about trust. And this inner circle coaching program, our intention is to give you, like me and Cole met before, and we were like, we want to give our students all of the mindsets that have led to our success. And so a lot of the stuff that you guys have learned are combinations of like Cole and mine's mindset and how we think together. But this one was actually one that I was like, I requested that I do specifically. I'm like, I requested this one in the schedule. And this mindset of trust is, I believe, is at the core of, what makes me successful and why PT Domination continues to grow and why the gym continues to grow and why my life just gets better and better every year, why my following grows every single year. Like, I think it comes down to this. It comes down to trust. So before we get started and we talk about trust, I'm curious, what do you guys think trust has to do with mindset? What do you think that trust has to do with mindset? What does trust have to do with success? What does the word trust have to do with how you show up in the world, how you operate, who you start, like who you are becoming? See, I believe that trust has everything to do with success because I believe that unless you have full conviction and full confidence that you are going to be successful, then you will be anxious, right? Unless you have full conviction and full confidence that you are going to be successful, then you will feel anxious. You'll feel overwhelmed when a client drops off. You're like, oh my God, clients are dropping off. This is crazy. You'll feel frustrated because you're like, oh my God, I've been posting these reels and nothing's working. Why isn't it working? You'll feel flustered because you'd be like, I've been putting in the work for the last 6 months. My business still hasn't popped off. What's going on here? You will constantly feel the feelings of not having enough, not being enough, and not doing enough. But when you have full trust and full faith and full conviction that your dreams will come true, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, you become absolutely unstoppable. Without trust, you have nothing. Without trust, you're blindly taking actions like sending prayers up and hoping for the best, but manifesting your failure because you don't fully believe that you will be successful. Okay, so how do we develop trust, right? If trust is that important, if I believe it is one of the key ingredients to success, how do we develop trust? I believe there's two types of trust, and I believe that they work together to create a third type of trust. So type of trust number one, write this down, is trust in self. And then type of trust number two is trust in a higher power. And then type of trust number three is how these two blend together. Now, we're actually going to start with this idea of a higher power because I think we need to discuss what it means to be guided. And so to illustrate this point, I want everyone on this call to really consider like how fucking amazing it is to be alive right now. I mean, think about this for a second. All right. As I'm sitting here talking to you guys, your heart is beating without you even thinking about it. Ba-boo, ba-boo, ba-boo. You don't have to think about that. Your heart just fucking beats. And here you are, alive. And now let's bring awareness to the fact that you've been breathing this whole time too, right? You're inhaling oxygen from the atmosphere. You're exhaling carbon dioxide. You're not thinking about it. It's just happening. Your heart's beating, blood's pumping. You're breathing air, which is giving you life. Now let's take a minute to recognize the fact that gravity is pulling your ass down, gluing you to that chair that you're sitting in, right? And we don't have to think about that. I just go for a fucking walk and I know that gravity is going to pull me down to the ground. I'm not fucking constantly worried about flying off into space because I know for an absolute fact that gravity will pull me down to the ground. Now let's get a little bit deeper and let's think about the fact that you guys are watching me with your fucking eyes, okay? And as your eyes receive this information, it's getting processed by billions of neurons inside of your mind, and it's creating an image for your brain to see. What the fuck, right? And this is just happening. And we never think about it, and we never contemplate it, and we just exist without having some fucking reverence for this. Let's get a layer deeper, okay? I'm gonna fuck you guys up. And let's consider the fact that your eardrums are picking up on the sound wave of my voice. And because of the vibration on your eardrums, you're perceiving the sound that's coming out of my mouth. Hello? What the fuck? And this just happens. But wait, what is sound? What the fuck is sound? I'm just making a bunch of sounds out of my fucking noise, out of my mouth. It's this thing we call language, and we all agreed that we're going to speak English. But if you think about the idea of a word is just a fucking combination of sounds. I'm just making I'm just fucking doing a bunch of things with my mouth over here. But you can understand the words that I'm saying because we understand the language English. And all of this is happening while your heart's beating without you thinking about it, with your eyes seeing without you asking them to, and with gravity pulling you down to earth, keeping you from floating into space. And you get to be alive experiencing this fucking moment. What the fuck, dude? That's fucked up, right? How can you not have reverence for that? Like, I don't care how good you think you are. I'm sorry. There's something else fucking working here. Okay. There's something else because the fact that everything just fucking works like that and we just get to experience it and you understand what the fuck I'm saying. And by the way, we're the only animal on the planet that gets to contemplate our own existence. We're the only animal on the planet that is aware, like I am a man and I can speak and I can talk and I can become self-aware. Like that is fucking cool. Okay. So there's that. And just having like that's called gratitude for life. And that's also called like, there's no fucking way a man made that happen. Okay. I'm a fucking man. I'm a fucking bag of meat and bones. I didn't make that happen. Something else manifested that. And it fucking wasn't me. That's for sure. Okay. I'm not a fucking, I don't know how to make humans. That's not something I do. I also want to bring awareness to the fact that like it's 2024 right now and you are alive in literally the greatest revolution in the history of mankind. Like this day and age. We're talking about, for those of you guys that are old like me, okay, I might age myself. I don't give a fuck. Like I had fucking flip phones and Blackberries and shit, you know? Like I had a Razor flip phone and I'd press buttons and take pictures. That was my shit. We had dial-up internet when I was a kid. And now, fucking 20 years later, it's 2024. You guys can access like the fucking world like on a supercomputer that you get to hold in your hand. I can go to ChatGPT and ask it anything. It's going to spit out an answer in seconds that would have taken me years to learn 5 years ago. What the fuck? And we're alive and we get to experience that. Holy fuck. This would have taken years to learn 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and now you can learn in 35 seconds by typing a prompt into ChatGPT. How fucking incredible is that? And then let's take a moment to consider the fact that you, like Jason, Matt, Eric, Ben, Kenny, Pedro, your life feels big in the sense that when we're like going through our life and we're doing our day-to-day things, it's almost like we have this like self-importance thing where we're like, I'm the most important person in the world and blah, 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 blah. We all do that. I do that too. I think that's the downside of the human ego. But let's take a minute to consider the fact that your entire existence on this planet, in context to the 7.7 billion people that live on this planet, you're a fucking speck of dust. And that's in comparison to the world. Okay. Not to mention, let's talk about the however long this fucking planet's been around, like for millions and millions of years. You're like a tiny microscopic speck of fucking particle in comparison to the history of the world. Like nothing, nada, nien. And also, let's not talk about fucking this, okay? Let's talk about the fact that there's fucking 10 other planets in our galaxy. So like you're a speck of dust in comparison to the world, but then this fucking world is in a fucking galaxy and there's 10 other planets and a sun. Like we're like a speck of dust and a speck of dust and a speck of dust. But wait, our galaxy is one of thousands of fucking galaxies in this universe? And wait, there's more universes? Are you fucking high? How could you not believe that something bigger is here? And I don't know, like, I'm not pushing my belief on you guys and saying, you guys, like, you got to believe in God, you got to believe in the universe. Something bigger is at work, okay? And it blows my mind to even fucking consider the fact that we get stuck on our day-to-day problems when you are literally alive right now and you have the opportunity to breathe air, the chance of being alive, and the chances of being alive as a human being with access to this information in this universe at this time is like one in the hundreds of trillions. And here you are. Well, fucking Max, you're just fucking here. Bro, that for me is where I get my trust from, is that like, I know for a fact I'm not alone ever. I know for a fact that I always am guided. I'm guided by the laws of the universe. I'm guided by whatever the fuck we've all subscribed to on this reality in this time. I'm guided by a higher power. So there's fucking that, okay? So that by itself is enough of a mind fuck to take you off the deep end, but we're going to go deeper because that's what we're doing today, okay? We're going deeper. That's what she said. Then we have to go to science. We have to consider have you guys ever heard of the wave particle duality? Is anybody into quantum physics? All right, well, I'm going to fucking put you on some game. So the wave particle theory, it basically states that like we used to believe that everything was solid, right? And so everything at its core was a particle, like it was an atom. And so We have atoms, which at the very core foundation of our world are like solid things. Like this water bottle right here, right? This looks like a fucking solid water bottle, right? This is just a water bottle. But if I took a tiny ass fucking little microscope to this water bottle and I got close enough, I would see a bunch of atoms moving together and there would be empty space. And like, so this water bottle is not solid. This is just comprised of a bunch of atoms and they're blended together in substance. But if I took a close enough look, I would see through it. Now, this whole concept is really fucking remarkable. It's this wave particle duality. But science found that especially in quantum physics, that there's a wave particle duality to substances, which basically means we as individuals can change the physical reality by focusing our intention on it. All right. And I don't want to tell you about this. I want to show you. So I've actually got a YouTube video that I'm going to play for you guys. When I first came across this stuff, it literally fucking was like, holy shit. So we're going to watch this together. There was an experiment done by Dr. Masaru Emoto, and he did an experiment on what happens with water. So without further ado, we're going to watch this video. Come the fuck on now. Come the fuck on. Come on now. What the fuck? You're telling me that there's not something fucking at work here. Come on. This is the best part, though. This is why I fuck with that experiment super hard. Not only is there a fucking higher power, you have access to it. Come on. That doesn't fuck you up. I don't know what will, son. Not only is there a higher power that connects us all, we're all fucking one, right? We all think we're separate human beings walking. I'm so distant from you, Matt. You're in Kelowna. Me and you are distant. Let's zoom out a fucking hundreds fucking thousand galaxies. Me and you are pretty much fucking on top of each other right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we think we're separate? What the fuck? Doesn't make any sense, right? This idea of separation is an illusion. We are one. I am one. I am you. You are me. We are one. And not only that, okay? This whole like, I'm separate from other people causes us it absolves us of our power. Because when you not only realize that there is a higher power, but that you have access to it, dude, that's why every day is the best day of my fucking life. Because like, why would I not show up and fuck shit up today if I could, you know? Why would I not make every fucking day the best day of my life if I could have access to this higher power every day? Positive intentions, gratefuls. I'm excited. Best day of my life. Let's fucking go. I'm the fucking one. Do you guys understand? But that comes from trust in a higher power. I know that it's not me. I can't fucking do that. I'm not a fucking magician. You know, I go to the water and say, I love you. And all of a sudden the water, bam, just transforms. I'm not a magician. There's some magic at work there. You guys get what I'm saying? All right. Fun. Okay. So we're going to go back to the universe conversation because it's my fucking training. Cole's not here. So I'm going full hippie on y'all. Fuck you. All right. We're going to go back to this idea of the universe and the galaxy. So this idea that we are all separate from one another is it's an illusion, because if you zoom out for far enough, we would be together. Like, it's like we look like we're separate if me and Matt are standing close together. But if I go up into fucking the atmosphere, me and Matt are pretty much fucking whatever. And then if I go farther, we're pretty much the same. So it's like when you zoom out far, we're all one. The reason I think this is important is I want to talk a little bit about how I view this, like how I view access to the higher power and how I manifest, because I want everyone to close your eyes. I want everyone to think about a pond that is empty and the top of the water is completely calm. And so I want you to imagine now that there is a boat in the middle of the pond and the boat is driving in circles. When the boat drives in circles, what happens to the water? You guys can open your eyes now. When the boat drives in circles, what happens to the water? Somebody tell me. Ripples. Thank you. Ripples and ripples. Let's think about empty space, right? Because like we've got all the planets spinning around the fucking sun, right? And we've got this empty space between the planets, right? Which is defined as the ether that connects everything. And so when the planets are rotating around the sun, what do you guys think is happening? Ripples. Vibration. Vibration is the same reason that your fucking eardrums hear what I'm saying to you right now. Matthew, Kyla, it's vibration. We live in a vibratory universe, you guys, and we are all connected through this empty space. Like that ether, the distance between me and the sun, us and the sun and the other planets is like, that's not empty space. There's like a interconnected web that connects us all, and the vibrations are coming across the ether, and we're just on the planet experiencing it. Which is, I could go fucking deep down this rabbit hole if you really want me to. I'm going to for a second. If you think about the idea of like, you guys know like signs like Scorpio, Libra, fucking all these different signs. The reason that people have signs is because when we're rotating around the sun, we're born underneath a certain planet. And if we're born underneath a certain planet and that planet is traveling throughout space and I'm born underneath Jupiter, it would make sense that I would catch the vibrations of Jupiter, which would give me the sign that I have, which is why I'm a Scorpio, because I'm born underneath a certain planet at a certain time during a certain rotation around the sun. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole because that is one that never ends. What I want to take you guys on, though, I want to make this practical and useful for you, is that the underlying concept that me and you are separate is completely false, because like that's like saying that the water in this bottle is separate. If I got close enough, I'd see the individual particles. But when I zoom out enough, it's just a fucking bottle of water. And me and you are the exact same. If people might see us as separate right now, but if we zoom out far enough, they'll see that like we are one. And because of that, like I want you guys to think about this for a second. Have you guys ever walked into a room and saw somebody and immediately felt their energy, right? Sometimes it's dark, right? Like sometimes somebody walks across the street and you're like, oh, fuck, like I need to, cross the street. Or on the flip side, sometimes you walk into a room and you see somebody instantly, you can tell they're like, you can like sense their energy. You can feel it. If we were different, how could we feel that? It's because you and I aren't separate. We're one and the same. We're connected through this fabric, this universal ether, this empty space that isn't actually empty. It's comprised of particles and waves, and all of us are a part of it. And this is where for me, this shit gets really fun, because like, how does this play a role in trust? Like, what the fuck does this have to do with trust? Like, look at the fucking world around you. Like, you're not going to find a space because gravity is pulling you down. Like, you can trust in God to keep you grounded. You know that you're not going to die in the next 10 seconds because your heart is beating and keeping you alive. You can trust in your heart to give you life. You know that you're not going to stop breathing because your lungs are inhaling and exhaling air without you thinking about it. You can trust in your lungs to give you breath, to give you life. And it's like, there are so many fucking blessings that you guys have access to on a day-to-day basis that whatever power created this universe has already given you. Trust in the higher power to continue to give you more blessings. That's where trust comes into play. That's where my power comes from. I'm just fucking happy to be here, son. Okay? I'm just happy to be here. And I know that the fact that I'm here, I'm already a lucky motherfucker. And so I have full trust, full faith, and full conviction that the universe is on my side. Because if it wasn't on my side, I would have gotten hit by a fucking bus already, or whatever the fuck. Here I am, baby. Damn, the fact that I'm still breathing means that the universe is on my side. Why would it not be? It's already proven itself to be on my side. It gave me adversity, and through that adversity, I carved my character and became a man I was proud of. Yes. Thank you, more, please. It gave me blessings, and through those blessings, I took my blessings and I channeled it out into the world and I blessed others. Yes. Thank you, more, please. It gave me breath. It gave me a beating heart. It gave me life. And with this life, I've made the decision that I'm going to spread as much love as I possibly can with this beautiful blessing I've been given. Thank you, more, please. And then when we find this, then we find evidence of this universal connection, this oneness. And when we think about things like the water experiment, where if I tell this bottle of water, you're ugly, you're a piece of shit, I fucking hate you. And then I look at the particles and they actually change, then we can start to see the impact that we can have on this universe. So why the fuck would I not bear witness to that power every day and just manifest every day of my life? Thank you, more, please. I love you, water. Guys, trust in the universe, trust in God, trust in whatever fucking higher power you want to associate with, but understand that there's a lot more going on to this planet that meets the eye. And the fact that we've existed for 30 to 40 years and we never sat down for 10 minutes to contemplate our beating heart, breath in our lungs, our ears that can hear, our eyes that can see, our nose that can smell, our tongue that can taste, our fucking mouth that makes these sounds that you just interpret as my fucking words because you understand what I'm saying, because we all what the fuck? And this just happens every day. Come on now. Being alive is a gift. Because of that, I trust in the higher power. Thank you. More, please. I'll take some more of that shit. Give me some more of that fucking hippy dippy energy, son, all day. Okay, so that's where my trust in a higher power comes in. Is the universe is too fucking phenomenal for me not to believe in something bigger than me. Okay, there's just too much going on for me to be ignorant to the fact that this wasn't a fucking accident. Okay, this is pretty phenomenal. But now let's talk about you, because I think we can all agree that the universe is pretty fucking awesome. Yes, raise your hand. That life is pretty fucking awesome. But what about you, right? So I have trust, and I think a lot of people struggle with this. They're I have trust in God, or I have trust in the universe, or I have trust in a higher power, but I don't trust myself. How many of you guys have felt like that before? Raise your hand. You're I know that I'm blessed, but I still don't fucking trust myself. So how do you step up and become somebody that you can trust? Because you can believe in a higher power, the law of attraction, or a divine hand. And at the end of the day, if you don't fucking trust yourself, then you will not be able to set any sort of meaningful goals that accomplish anything great. Because in my opinion, trust in self comes down to one simple idea, one simple concept, one simple framework. Write this down. The things you say versus the things you do. The things you say versus the things you do. How many fucking times have you told yourself that you're going to finally lose the weight and get in great shape? How many fucking times have you said to yourself, you're going to deal with your trauma so you don't have to pass it down to others, AKA your current girlfriend, your spouse, or your kids? How many fucking times have you said you're going to get out of bed on time only to press snooze when the alarm clock goes off? This is the fucking truth, okay? Trust in self is one of those things that does not come naturally. Write this down. Trust in self is a skill. Write that down. Trust in self is a skill. I think you guys view this as a fucking all or nothing, just like your fitness journey. Well, I'm eating really healthy, so I'm going to continue to eat really healthy. And then you have a fucking piece of pizza and you're well, fuck it. You guys do that with your trust in yourself too. You're well, I've been doing really good with my morning routine, but I slept in one day, so fuck it. Fuck the rest of the week too, because I already fucking broke my integrity. I'm a piece of shit. Trust in self is a skill, okay? And because it's a skill, it's one of those things that's refined over time. I will also let you guys know, if you guys can take one thing from this mindset coaching program and walk away and live the rest of your life and fucking implement this one concept, and you actually did this, you would be so successful. You'd be look back at me in 10 years and be I can't believe it was actually that fucking simple. It's one thing and one thing alone: integrity. Integrity is the hardest fucking thing to do, which is why it's the most valuable character trait. Integrity. I do what the fuck I say I'm going to do. And if I say I'm going to hit a certain income goal, I fucking hit it. Otherwise, I don't even claim that I'm going to make it in the first place. But if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And my definition of integrity, write this down, is even if the heavens fall. So obviously all you guys know about the story, Aesthetic Nation Gym, Iron Energy, blah, blah, blah. I want to tell you guys, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an insight as to what was going on in my fucking head. Because when I stayed open to fight the government and we got shut down and my partners bailed and basically told me if I didn't buy 750K worth of shares that I didn't have a gym anymore. I promised myself that I was going to have the best gym in Canada. And at the time, I didn't have an extra 750 racks to just fucking drop randomly on a gym when I'm trying to build another business. Not to mention the gym was losing fucking $20,000 to $30,000 a month. So here I was, and I said to myself, I was I'm going to build the best gym in Canada. But I also was, the universe was just fucking bitch slap, bitch slap, bitch slap, bitch slap. And I literally made the decision that I was if I'm going down, I'm going down like with the fucking ship. Like I'm not fucking jumping off the ship. I'm going down with the ship. Like I do what the fuck I say I'm going to do, and I'm going to make this shit work. And like that sounds easy to say, but that was a year and a half of like stressed out, working 10 to 12 hours a day every day, feeling like I was never getting ahead. That's integrity. And now the gym's fucking dope. But it took me 2 years of stress to keep that promise to myself. Do you guys get that? It's like so many fucking people, when it gets a little bit hard, that's when they break the promise to themselves. Well, I can't do it anymore because of fucking blah, blah, blah. Situation came up. Duh, 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 came up. Duh, duh, duh. All these fucking bullshit excuses. Well, how do you develop integrity? You do the shit you say you're going to do, period. And this is how I develop, because like, I feel like when you think about like that level of integrity, like with a big decision, that's a potentially life altering fucking situation. Like that gym goes down, my life is in a different fucking place. So like when you think about like that type of decision, how do you get to the place where you can confidently make that type of decision? I do the small things every fucking day, and I never miss on those small things ever. I posted 3 times a day, every day, 7 days a week for the last year and a half. I don't fucking miss. Christmas Day, I'm going to be sneaking off to the washroom, pretending I'm taking a shit. I'm going to be fucking posting on social media. I don't fucking miss. And it started out with like me doing like the small things and then like committing to the small things, because if I can't commit to the small things, how the fuck am I going to commit to the bigger things? And listen, okay, I'm talking about all the small things. Because if you're like, I'm going to wake up at fucking 6 and you wake up at 7, literally the second you start your day, you broke your trust with yourself. Bam, congratulations. You start the day with a broken promise. How the fuck are you going to step into the day with confidence if the first thing that you do in the morning is you break your trust with yourself? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And so it's like I committed to a time that I know I could wake up every day, and then I never fucking missed. I committed to doing morning ritual that was like 20 to 30 minutes long that I could do every single day, even if I was on the road, and I never fucking missed. I was committing to posting 1 time a day, every day on social media. I never fucking missed. After I never missed, after like 6 months, I was like, I could do twice a day. Then I did twice a day, every day, 7 days a week. I never fucking missed. Then I did 3 times a day, every day, 7 days a week, and I never fucking missed. And then over and over and over again, I started, write this down, compound your integrity. I started compounding all the things that I was doing and all the action that I was taking. And then I started looking at myself in the mirror, and I fucking realized, I'm like, holy shit, I trust myself. I trust myself. I got chills fucking saying that. To get to a place where you can like honestly look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I trust you, is a powerful fucking place. I trust myself to overcome any and all obstacles that come my way because I keep the promises I make to myself. And so if something comes in my way, I'm like, I got it. I always got it. There's not a single thing, there's not a single day that I do not do everything in my power that is required for me to hit the next level. There's not a day that I don't do everything in my power that is required for me to hit the next level. I trust myself. And to be honest, it wasn't always like this. Like I struggled with the same shit that you guys, some of you guys are struggling with or have struggled with or are working through. I'd be consistent for a period of time, and then life would get in the way and I'd fall off track. And then when I'd fall off track, I felt like a fucking failure. I felt like a loser. So I wouldn't show up with the same level of integrity and intensity that's required to break through obstacles and burst down barriers. So I would show up, not get the result, show up, not get the result, show up, not get the result. And I'd constantly be stuck at these fucking ceilings, these plateaus. And every time I get close to a plateau, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd freak the fuck out. And I just wouldn't stay consistent. I had to go back down to where is more comfortable. And I did this for fucking years. Okay. So I know what this is like. And I also realized, like, for me, I realized that my success, and I want you guys to fucking hear this, because like if you get this, then your life's going to be different. My success is 100% based on how I feel about myself. I want you guys to fully understand that. Your success is 100% based on how you feel about yourself. And if you show up and you fucking love yourself and you're like, I'm the one, I'm making moves, I'm proud of myself, I'm fucking crushing it, I'm so fucking happy with myself, I'm in momentum, everything I touch turns to gold, I fucking promise you. Because just like the fucking water, the universe hears your thoughts, the universe hears your intentions, and the universe is like, okay, Kenny, here's some more. That's how it works, baby. That's how it fucking works. And so I realized that I felt shittier every time I wasn't on my shit. So I made the decision that you need to make if you want to get yourself out of the hole that you put yourself in by missing on your commitments. I made this decision. And this decision is one that I don't make for a day or a week or a year or a month. This is a fucking lifelong commitment. Never fucking miss. Ever. Ever. Me and Cole are best friends, okay? Best friends in the world. And we have people that like come into our life and they like want to be, in the circle, whatever. And I can read you like a fucking book, okay? So like when you come into my world and, you're like, we talk about how you're growing your business and you're like, oh yeah, and then this like one thing happened and then I fell off track. I can fucking read you like a book. That ain't fucking me, bro. So like, I just don't entertain it. I'm like, I hear you. I wouldn't have done that. So I don't fucking understand, but I hear you. I don't fucking miss. There's not a reason. There's not an excuse on the planet for me to miss. I just don't believe in it. There's not a fucking day that I'm not fully tuned in, tapped in, and turned on for what I need to do with my life. Every single day of my life, I'm pushing myself to be the very best that I can be. And I trust that I'm going to follow through on the actions that I must do. And because I have trust in the little goals I set for myself, it allows me to have trust for the bigger goals that I set for myself. It's no longer crazy for me to think like, oh, I'm going to hit 1 million followers. I'm fucking going to, I promise. Because every single goal I set for myself, I always hit. I said I wanted to hit 30K, hit 30K. I said I wanted to hit 50, hit 50. I said I wanted to hit 100, hit 100. I said I wanted to hit 250, hit 250. I said I wanted to pass my wife, pass my wife. Now I'm coming for Cole. Watch out, all right? And I always hit my goals because I never miss on my day-to-day shit. And because my day-to-day shit gives me the confidence to set short-term goals and achieve them, those two elements give me the confidence to set long-term goals. And I know I'm going to hit them. I trust myself, and I trust myself because I'm doing the work that is required to develop that deep sense of trust. Okay, so fucking bet that, son. Okay, listen, okay? Think about you're in a relationship with a significant other, right? And let's say your significant other cheats on you. We're just going to go extreme for a second. How long do you think it would take for you to actually develop trust with them again? Like just like a year, 2 years, 3 years, right? What if the next day they fucking bought you flowers? They bought you flowers. Like, I'm really sorry. Here's some flowers, right? That's what you motherfuckers are doing with yourself. You've been cheating yourself, lying to yourself, fucking hiding the truth from yourself for fucking years. And then you hear this and you're like, okay, Brian, I'm going to develop trust. I'm going to wake up on time for fucking 6 days. Can I fucking get a pat on the back now? And you're like, why don't I have trust now? I've been doing what you told me to do for 6 fucking days. You've been lying to yourself for fucking 6 years. What do you mean? You think you're going to develop a deep sense of trust from 1 week of consistent action? You guys understand what the fuck I'm saying? It's like if it takes time to develop trust with others, of course, it's going to take time to develop trust with self. That's why it's called never fucking miss, right? Then it doesn't matter the time that it takes. Because if you never fucking miss, one day you're going to wake up and realize like, holy shit, I actually fucking trust myself. Does this make sense? If this is landing, drop a hell yes in the chat. Bet. All right. So how does this all come together? How does this all come together? We've talked about the fucking universe. We talked about higher power. We talked about trust in self. How does this all come together? I have a deep sense of trust that a higher power is guiding my actions. I believe that when I set a goal and I set it out into the world as an intention, that the intention is not just on the piece of paper that I wrote it on or the vision board that I put it on. I believe that I send that connection, that intention into the ether that connects us all. I also believe that the universe responds to my demands, which means when I set a goal that I would like to achieve, the universe responds by sending me the people, the places, the circumstances, and the situations that are responsible for me to manifest. Now, sometimes when the universe sends me an adversity, I realize that this adversity is cleverly disguised as a challenge, but deep down, I know that this challenge is placed in front of me for only one reason. I have asked for it. That's why this challenge is here. I've asked for the life of my dreams, and I know that that life is on the other side of the challenge that the universe has placed in front of me. And for that, I'm grateful because I know on the other side of that challenge, I'm facing that I am indeed one step closer to the life of my dreams. Shit, son. And because I have a deep sense of self-trust, I have a deep sense of knowing I always do what I need to do in order to achieve success, I'm not afraid of the challenge. In fact, I welcome it because I know that the challenge that I'm facing right now is the very same challenge that would cause most men or women to break. And I trust myself to be the one who doesn't bend the knee, who never makes excuses, who never fucking gives up. So I know with absolute certainty that I will come on the other side of the champion as a champion and I will realize my dream.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.